Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel Experiments with Disha, where I talk about different things in life, including books, TV shows, movies, and shopping, and etc. Today's video is going to be about Stranger Things. The part 2 of season 5 is coming tomorrow, and I'm going to be posting this on Christmas Day because I like to play with fire. And yeah, so I've decided to give my 2 cents in on the Byler 11 conversation. So yeah, this is that video. So we're going to discuss Byler things, especially because I need to get this out. So yeah, let's go. This is going to be it's going to be all over the place. I'm going to try to go season by season, but we'll see. So season one is the season that we have the least amount of Byler content because Will and Mike are separated, because Will is kidnapped and in the upside down. Mike's whole purpose throughout the first season is to find Will, and that is his whole focus. This 12-year-old child is going around the town with his friends to look for his other friend. Obviously, his other friends are also concerned about his friend, but yeah. So a lot of Bylers take this season as the basis of Maleven, because Maleven does spend the most amount of time together. Okay, Byler is Mike Wheeler and Will Byers, and Maleven is Mike Wheeler and 11, or Jane Hopper, Jane Ives, whatever. I'm a Byler. I have been a Byler since I think season 2. Um, Season 1, we see them playing D&D, and then Will gets taken. But before leaving, he's the one that goes to Mike and is like, it was a 7. The Demogorgon got me. Oh, my poor sweet summer child. Parallels. Demogorgon gets him in that episode itself. But anyways, season 1, we see a lot of Maleven because Mike has found 11. 11 is staying in Mike's house. He's giving her shelter, he's giving her food. A lot of people, a lot of Milevans specifically, bring the confession scene in season 4 and are like, see, we got this, this happened, and then yet you all are like, Mileven is not happening. But let's look at the confession ones. Okay, he's like, when the first time I met you, that like I fell in love with you, etc., something along those lines. But that is false. We know that because we see the first time that Mike meets 11. The first time Mike meets 11, like it's raining, he's out there looking for Will, and he finds her wearing this Benny's burger shirt or whatever, and she's like head shaved, looks like a boy, and they're like, what is going on? And then they break the rope, and Lucas and Dustin are panicking, and they're like, we need to send her back. And Mike is like, we'll do it tomorrow. If we tell our moms today, it's going to be a problem. So Mike lets her sleep in his basement, and the next day he tells her that she needs to go to the front and tell his mom that she is 11, and this has happened, and then his mom will know what to do. He does not want her there. His focus is that he needs to find Will. I am not being very concise with things, so if you all want to listen to better people, I will leave like links to like better analysis down in the comments, the description or whatever. But yeah, so he does not want her there, and then like she says no, that she's not going to leave, and he's like fine, and he takes her back to his room. She points out Will, and then he's like, Will, and he's like, in his reaction is like, okay, maybe the people that she's running from, Will has been captured by them, and now has a motivation to keep Elle around. The other 2 kids come to his place and stuff happens. Basically, if I start narrating everything, it's going to be a very very long video because it's like 5 seasons at this point. Season 1, it's completely based on Mike trying to look for Will via L, and Elle is sort of sabotaging Mike at some points because she does not want to go back to the Hawkins lab. And during that scene where Lucas and Mike are fighting in the junkyard area, and Lucas is like, she's misleading us, she's not taking us where Will is, we are just going round and round. And Mike does not want to believe it, but that is what is happening. She's not telling the truth because she knows she does not want to go back, and like it's going to be bad if she goes back. So then Mike is like, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Why something along these lines? And it is like we see a flashback of Elle with Papa or Dr. Brenner. She's comparing Mike to her abuser, even though obviously it's not the same thing. He's worried about his friend. The fact is that it's not the only time that it happens, but no, because Mike has confessed his feelings. Anyways, and then finally she tells him what actually is going on, and like when all the three, like the kids, the young teens, and the parents, they unite and they formulate a plan and they go ahead with it. They find Will and everything. During all of this time, Lucas tells Mike that, you are doing all of this because, a girl will never pay attention to you, something. And then Nancy also asks him if he likes Elle, and he's 12. So I don't think he understands the concept. But sure, he goes ahead with it, and he thinks that maybe, he does like it, and maybe he does like it. I don't know. It's a very sweet thing, but the kiss that happens in first season, that happens immediately after 11 is like, so like brother and sister, because Mike has been describing a family when he tells her that, after all of this is over, you can come, like, stay with us. My mom can actually get you like a proper bed, and Nancy can be like your big sister. So if Nancy is her big sister, then Mike becomes her brother by extension, doesn't he? But okay. Then she goes away. Like she goes into the upside down and like vanishes. And Mike is distraught. Understandably, he lost a friend. He made a very good friend, and while finding his other friend, this friend got lost. And I mean, wouldn't you be destroyed? But also the fact that 11 has been out of this lab for 6 days. Just 6 days. What? This girl cannot speak. This girl does not understand privacy. This girl does not know what a friend is. And you want her to get into a relationship with the first guy that shows her this percentage of care? I don't think that's the right way to go about things. But okay, moving on. Season 2. Now, season 2, Elle and Mike are separated because Elle is living with Hopper, but Mike thinks that she's in the upside down, or she's not. She's passed away. But like he's obviously distraught because he saw like a very traumatic thing at 12 years old. But okay, and he's trying to contact her. She is there, she's right there. She tries to call out to him, but he hears something, but not really exactly. Whereas same season, he's attached at the hip with Will. The whole season he is like this with Will. He skips school to stay in a hospital next to him in a very uncomfortable chair because Will has been admitted to a hospital. He is the one who realizes that he's too quiet, even though Will's general natural habit is to be quiet. He's the one taking care of him. He's overprotective even with his own friends, even though yet he's mad at them that they invited Max to join the party without telling him. And like we see that like Lucas and Dustin are like very intrigued with Max. Even in Dig Dug, even while playing another game, they are very interested in the girl character. But Mike is just like, why? And fine, maybe because he's in love with Elle. Maybe that's an explanation. I don't know. I will find out tomorrow. But I really hope that it's not. The reason why Mike makes the faces that he makes when the other two are like, oh, Max, is because he is not very inclined or interested in girls. And the fact is, if Byler does not happen, there's a lot of things which will make no sense. Because what do you mean? We have like the whole season 3 where Mike is being very mean to Will for no reason, when like literally 6 months ago, or whatever time difference is there between season 2 and season 3, he was attached at the hip with Will, taking care of him. You can't. What is the switch up? The switch up makes no sense if there is no internalized homophobia going on here. The whole season 2, Mike and Will are together completely every step of the way. Mike is the one who realizes that they can use Will as a spy. Mike is the one who realizes that he's been used as a double agent, and that they are screwed basically because the demigorgons are coming. Mike is the one who realizes that they need to leave. Mike is the one who tells him, crazy together. He's the one who's like, okay, I'm going to take you home, and then he takes him to his home. You told him that you're going to take him home, so take him to his house. Why are you taking him to your house? But anyways, they go to Mike's house and they're talking and discussing, and Will is like telling him about the mind flayer and everything, and he's like, I feel like I'm going crazy. Then Mike is like, okay, then we'll go crazy together. And in season 3, he cannot. He's like, it feels like you're going crazy. So, also, parallels. There are so many parallels between the actual couples that are like canon couples with Byler, and I have not seen any with Milevin. The only parallels I've seen are with Stancy, which is not a canon couple and ended in season 2. So do with that what you will. When they're trying to figure out how to save Will, Mike, Joyce, and Jonathan are the ones that go into the shed thing to talk to him. Why Dustin and Luke is not there, I don't know. But okay. And Mike is the one, or I think Hopper realizes that, he's tapping fingers doing the Morse code. Now, I was talking about parallels. So we see parallels. There is the parallel of, hand holding or like calming the other one's hand. That happens with Nancy and Jonathan, Will and Mike. Then that hand is the one that does the code. It could mean nothing, but I don't think it does not mean anything. And yes, 11 comes back. Mike and 11 have a very sweet moment of meeting. But tell me why in the promotions of season 5 we have the cast watching the previous episodes, and Finn Wolfhard watches this episode, season 2's final episode, I think, or 7th episode, whatever, and he's like, I remember this episode, they gave me a candlestick. This is supposed to be a big moment with your girlfriend, but all you remember is a candlestick. And then when they have a scene of Byler season 3, the rain fight, they are talking about like how so emotional, it's such a sad scene, and Mike is being so mean to Will and everything. We're going to talk about the promotions after I talk about the seasons, because the promotion has been atrocious. If Byler is not happening, it is just plain queer baiting. If Byler is not happening, the promotions have been way unnecessary. Anyways, then we move on to season 3, where we have a fun season. And Season 3 might actually be one of my favorites, even though it is like people don't like that season. Season 3, we see that Mike and L11 have gotten together, but Mike is kind of weird with the whole thing, even though I don't really have any thoughts on the whole thing. I'm just like fine. But like everyone hates their relationship. Lucas is annoyed. Max is like it's cute, but Lucas is annoyed, Will is annoyed, Dustin comes, he's annoyed, Hopper is annoyed. Everyone's like, guys, have some space. And then they break up. And they break up. You're telling me this is the main couple, and their breakup is like, I dump your ass. That's literally Mike's face. And we have Will right behind Mike, laughing, trying to control his laughter. Will this season is so sad to me because this poor child just wants to play D&D and these guys are not being good friends. He's just like every 5 minutes, can we play now? Can we please play? Can this be a no girls day? Can we just play D&D? It is so funny to me. But anyways, so Mike and Elle have broken up and they are not together again. Season 1 is the only season that these two characters, which are supposed to be our main couple, are together through the season. Season 2 they're not together, Season 3 they're not together, Season 4 they're not together, Season 5 also they're not together. If they're in game, why do we separate these two every season? Jancy is also separated in Season 4, which puts a strain on their relationship, and that's why we have the Stancy storyline also going on in Season 5, which I hate the Stancy storyline. I hate that they have brought back the love triangle again in Season 5 for Jonathan, Steve and Nancy, but we are getting off topic. Mike Wheeler. Why? Why are you like this? So Mike is like, why are you so mean? The whole season he's being like, the whole first few episodes till they realize that, like, you know, the whole thing with Bill and everything. Mike is there with 11. Then Hopper tells him you need to spend a day away. He decides to lie to Elle. 11 realizes that he's lying because she goes to Max, and Max, even before that, like, his mom is on the call and she's like, what happened to Nana? This whole sequence, this whole episode is so funny because, like, the whole time it's like nobody's taking them seriously. Fine, I understand that they're, you know, 13-year-olds and getting into a relationship or whatever. So are Lucas and Max. I know different people, but parallels are there. Even between Lucas and Max and other couples, the parallels are there. We have parallels between Lucas and Max and Jonathan and Nancy and Mike and Phil. So what do I do with this information? Why is this there? We have Will in Season 2 when he's not able to differentiate the upside down with the world, and he gets stuck in the upside down for like 2 seconds and he's like, Mike. Elle also does that, I know, but stay with me. Nancy does that when she goes into the upside down and she's does not know where the way out is, and she's like, Jonathan. Max does that Season 4 when she's in the mindscape thing, Vecna's red mindscape, and she's floating in the air. She's like, Dustin, but mainly Lucas. Yeah, and like ending also when she dies and comes back, she's like, Lucas. So parallels are there. We talk about the hand holding, we talk about this way. There is also the we're friends, we are just friends parallels, which is there with all of the couples. It's there for Jopper, it's there for Jancy, it's there for Lumax, it's there for Byler. Again, sidetracked. Season 3, we have in the starting, Elle dumps Mike, and then immediately afterwards, Will gets mad at Mike and runs away because Mike is being a dumbass, and he's like, it's not my fault that you don't like girls. That conversation, where does that fit? Why do you need to bring that up? He's not talking about that. He's telling you that you are focusing on, exchanging spit with a girl and not don't want to be a friend, good friend to him, which he's very right. You're not being a good friend. But the whole thing with, it's not my fault you don't like girls, uncalled for. Why are you projecting? That's not what he said. But okay, whatever, Mike Wheeler. Mike immediately, and this is all happening, by the way, like very dramatic, rain and everything. And Mike and Elle's breakup, sunny, funny. Everyone's just like, what the hell? And it's like literally outside a mall. Elle is enjoying her time with Max. The fact that Elle is happier spending time with Max than she's with Mike. I mean, she's fine with Mike. It's not like she's upset or anything, but she is able to find herself with Max. Max is giving her advice or telling her that her life does not revolve around these boys, i.e., Hopper, who's acting as her parent figure, and Mike, who's her boyfriend or whatever. And when, like, she asks Elle about kissing, she's like, I don't know, he's my first boyfriend. Yeah, girl, you need to be on your own. You need to be with friends first before having a relationship. My personal opinion. But okay. So after that, Mike was looking for Will. Mike, at first is his house, then like the castle buyers thing, and Will has destroyed the castle buyers, and he realizes that Mind Flayer is back, and he tells Mike. Then Mike is like, okay, so that takes precedence, and they forget about the fight, even though they should have talked about it. But anyways, they forget about the fight and they start focusing on the main thing, main villain, and they are all, they rope in Nancy and Jonathan, tell them everything, and stuff is happening. There's the scene in the car where it's like Mike and Will are sitting in the area where you keep the suitcases and stuff, and Max is sitting in front of them, and like she's wearing a shirt which has a rainbow thing going on both of her arms, and Mike and Will are behind her, behind the rainbows. Costume choices, lighting choices, set design. You're telling me that all of these things don't matter when they spend so much time on everything? There is like small little details in everything, and these things don't matter? These are just coincidences? I don't think so. There is literally one scene where Will is in a classroom and there's like somewhere it's written Henry, because neck, Henry. Anyways, and the whole thing happens. We have a few scenes with like 7 people, which is like Lou, Max, Jancy, Byler, and 11. And in these scenes, 11 is sitting in front of the group, and we have all 3 of them, like Blue, Max, Jancy, and Byler, sitting. And this is not the only time that this happens. A lot of the times we will have Byler together even when Elle is there in the scene. If 11 is the core couple, why do we see Byler imagery everywhere? Then after this, we have the season ends, whatever, blah blah blah, and everyone leaves. The season ending. 11 asks Mike, okay, you told everyone that she's talking about like the I love you thing, which he said in front of everyone, and then He could not say it in front of 11, and then 11 asks him about it. He's not able to say that again, and this time he's standing in front of Will's closet. 11 has Will's stuffed toy in her hand, and then she kisses him. But this guy's eyes are like wide open. Why are your eyes wide open? Your girlfriend just told you that, she loves you and you're not broken up anymore. And he does not look happy. He just looks confused because what just happened. He's more happy when Will donates his D&D set because he's like, he cannot play D&D without Mike. And he's like, Mike asks him, you can join another party. And Will is like, never, or not possible, or whatever. And Mike looks like, hee. But then his girlfriend kisses him after telling him that she loves him. And he's just like, huh? Make up your mind. Then they leave. Will is crying. 11 is looking out into the sunset. Mike turns around, looks at the Byler's house. Why are you looking back at the Byler's house? It's not even 11's house. It's not like he's going to Hopper's cabin and staring at the house. He's looking at the Byler's house. The Byler's house is not going to be there anymore because they've left. Now what? He goes home. He hugs his mom and cries. This is the second time that he's hugged his mom and cried. First time was when he found out, or he thought that they had found Will's body, and then he hugged his mom and cries. Parallels. Now, the main season. Season 4. We start off with Mike in his room. A one-way sign pointing towards the closet. We have like 3 other drawings which are also, there are like very good articles on it. I will leave them in the comments. I cannot begin to talk about them. There's a one-way sign pointing to the closet. And this guy is back into D&D. Last season he was like, oh no, I am girlfriend, no, I cannot play. This season, back into D&D. We are losers. We don't want to fit in. Okay, sir. So he has the whole D&D thing. He's not like being friends with Mike, Lucas. I mean, they're friends, but like not really because they're being mean to Lucas. Max is going through her own thing and everything. Mike leaves to Lenora to meet Elle. By the way, in the letter he's reading, it's like she's telling him that Will is painting something for a girl that he likes. Elle thinks that Will likes a girl and is painting for her and whatever. And so he goes to Lenora and he's in this weird ensemble outfit, which is like, why? I don't understand that outfit. But anyways, the new guy there, Argyle, he meets Mike and he looks at the shirt and it's like, oh, it's a fake. Also, so like the shirt that he's wearing is yellow and with like a purple shirt, which are supposed to be 11's colors. It's not even yellow exactly, it's like a yellow orange thing. It's supposed to be 11's colors and it's a fake. And then firstly he meets 11. She sees the bouquet. She sees from Mike. He has disappointed the first person. Sees Will, goes in for a hug. Does not hug him. Sir, you were just hugging Dustin the last episode when you won the campaign. You cannot hug your friend now. Why can you not hug your friend? What happened? What? Huh? He's disappointed Will also now. Will is sad. Will crushes his painting. Anyways, Jonathan is clocking this. He's not saying anything, but he's clocked all of this and he wants to kill Mike. Understandable, he's upset both of his siblings in 5 minutes of being there. But anyways, we go back and 11, she wants to pretend that everything is fine and it's not. Girl, why are you lying to your boyfriend? I love you, Elle, but like, be honest. I know that, I was having this conversation with one of few Milevans that, Byler's don't understand 11 and everything. Maybe that's true. And, she is raised in a very different environment. She does not open up to people. But we have seen her talking to Mike. We have seen her talking to Max. So why is she lying to Mike? I know she's lost her father, but like, she has this whole day planned where she wants to spend with Mike and everything, and it's just like, okay, but you do realize none of these things are what Mike has ever been interested in. But okay, so they go and do all of these things, and they go to the Rinkomania. The way this whole scene, because sir, why are you more focused on Will's eye rolls and Will's whatever when your girlfriend is clearly uncomfortable with her bullies, and you're not realizing that they are her bullies when you have been bullied your whole life, but you're not able to clock that these people who have come here and meeting you are not her friends but actually her bullies, and you let her go and things spiral from there, and you are blaming her for it. You're like, what did you do? What did you do? Second time paralleling Mike with her abuser, her captor. Okay, and you still want 11? Why? I don't. It's such a long video. It's like 50 minutes, I think. But anyways, so yeah. And then we have the lighting. Mike's face, half of his face is yellow, half of his face is blue. We have known, I did not talk about it, but like, it's a ongoing thing that you will find Will in yellow and blue, Mike in blue, and when they're fighting the colors will be reversed. Here also Will is in blue and Mike is in yellow. During the rain fight, Will was in blue, Mike was in yellow. Generally you will see Mike in blue and Will in yellow, which happens like immediately the next day. But anyways, she hits a girl with a roller skate, and you are like, why did you do that? Instead of asking everything okay, what is going on, why, like trying to reassure her, you are blaming her and blaming her all through the way back home, and even during the dinner thing you're blaming her, and then she leaves the table and you're still, do not go follow, like, then the next day when you do go to her with egos and you're like, can we sort things out, she's like, you don't love me. You'd never say it. From Mike, from Mike, from Mike, from Mike. Yeah, why do you not say it? When she's asking you to say it, say it. Don't be like, I say it. Who said I don't love you? Who said, whatever. And then Elle leaves. Elle is like, arrested, then she's taken by Owens and whatever, and then they're back and they're packing to leave there. He comes into Will's room and he's like, flirting. That scene is complete and utter flirting. You cannot change my mind. Elle leaves Mike a letter, and Mike's reaction to the possibly the last letter from his girlfriend is to crumple it and throw it into the bin. Sir, even if you had a fight with your girlfriend, that might be your last communication. And you can say that Mike does not like keeping things. But that would be a lie. Because this boy has a binder full of drawings from Will. Then we have the second scene in the same episode where they are deciding to leave, and they have, like, Mike has packed and comes in to Will's room. I didn't say it. You didn't have to. You don't say it. You never say it. I don't. It's 3 a.m. in the morning. I'm so tired. The way duffers have dragged out Byler for the last 10 years is insane to me. Like, my god. Anyways. And then we have like 4 times that these guys can't have a conversation. 2 times in this episode, and then later when in the van, the painting and everything. And then finally the confession. The goddamn confession. What do you mean? Why is Will there in the confession, firstly? Secondly, the confession is a lie. Thirdly, after he says I love you, the vines tighten around Elle instead of loosening, because she also realizes that he's lying. And the only reason that she finally is able to fight is because she looks over at Max and she sees a montage of her hanging out with Max. And then she's like, I need to save Max. And then behind that, Mike is like, fight, you need to fight. And then she like gains her power back or whatever, and the same time Nancy fires the flamethrower and stuff and whatever, she's able to kind of save Max, but Max also does not exactly get saved, but anyways. And then they return home, and on the way, it's been 2 days and she has not talked to him. I guess get that, she has trauma and everything, but like so do everyone else, and I don't know. And then we have season 5. 18 months later, things seem to be fine between him and Elle. I don't know what is going on. We need a Mike flashback. I am so tired. I cannot wait till these episodes come out. I need there to be flashbacks. Anyways, it happens. We have like 3 Byler scenes the whole time. Again, 11 is in the upside down and Mike is with Will, and even when Mike and Elle have 2 scenes in 4 episodes. One is the first time that they meet, is like, oh yay, hi. Will turns around because he's feeling jealous. Understandable. Will and Robin have a few conversations, and you're telling me that this is the last season and they have a whole conversation where Will is like, how did you know that Vicky wanted to date? And she tells him, okay, bump up a shoulder, signals, avalanche, whatever that whole thing is. If Byler is not happening, all of this is a waste of time. This storyline should have been ended in season 4 if Byler was not going to happen. We have the whole thing with the trying to flirt scene also, which we have a script thing and etc. I'm not going to be talking about season 5 a lot because, yeah, whatever. But that season, this season has so many scenes with Byler, but 2 scenes with 11, and one of them, yes, they have the rooftop conversation, but on that rooftop conversation also, Mike is not talking about them, even though Elle wants him to talk about them. He's talking about the whole party. But yeah. And Robin's speech could be that his Tammy. I highly doubt it, because if it were his Tammy, then the flashback in the last 10 minutes would not have had Mike in it. You cannot be like, "Ki that is one of the memories that Will uses," because yes, his acceptance is there. And anyways, and then the whole marketing, they have been so secretive about Byler. And if it were not happening, or if it, I don't know, it, they should have closed it up by now, because they have done that with Wednesday. They told that Winclair is not happening. They have been very open that Eddie is not coming back. They have been very open that they are not doing it was all a dream, or it was a D&D campaign thing. So they do debunk things. Why have they not debunked Byler yet if it's not happening? Because it has been written in the story. But on the off chance that it does not happen, it would honestly be the worst queer bait I have ever seen in media history. I have lived through John Locke, I have lived through Steric, I have lived through Wolfstar, I have lived through so many other, doomed ships. I've heard about the supernatural one. I don't know much about it, but anyways, I will be fine if Byler. I will not be fine if Byler does not happen, because it will be the worst case of queerbait in history. But I will cope somehow. But it would be the best writing choice to make Byler happen, because of it's like 2 hours at this point. But anyways, we will find out in like 12 hours, 14 hours. We are going to find out by tomorrow, and I cannot wait. But anyways, this was my whole compilation of Byler proofs things, and hope you enjoyed it. I don't know what I'm saying in most of these. I hope you enjoyed it. So yeah, see you in the next video. Bye.